Picture this. It's payday. Your check just hit, and the deposit is bigger than last month because you finally got that raise you've been waiting on for a year. You see the new balance. You feel rich for about 48 hours. You upgrade dinner on Friday. You stop checking the price tag on the small stuff. You let yourself buy the thing you've been holding off on. And then somehow, by the time the next paycheck arrives, the new money is gone. Not on anything specific, just gone. According to the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis, the average American household's expenses grow at almost the same rate as their income. For every extra $100 in pay, roughly $94 get absorbed into lifestyle within 90 days. That is why people earning $40,000 and people earning $140,000 often feel exactly the same about money. They are both spending what they earn. The number just gets bigger. I am plain money man, and I have spent way too many years watching smart people get raises that never reach their net worth. If you keep earning more but never seem to keep more, hit subscribe and drop a like if you want the fix. Look, most personal finance advice frames saving as something you fight for at the end of the month. Save what's left over, tighten your belt, try harder, but the brutal math says it does not work. The average American household savings rate is 4.2%, meaning out of every paycheck, only 4 cents on the dollar actually makes it to wealth. The other 96 get absorbed by life. And here is the part nobody tells you. That number does not get better when your paycheck doubles. A Federal Reserve study from 2024 found that households earning over $150,000 save, on average, only 7.1%, almost identical to households earning $50,000. Doubling your income did not double your savings, it just doubled your spending. Because saving what is left over is a strategy that works against your brain, not with it. Behavioral economists call this Parkinson's law of money. Spending expands to fill the income available. It is the same pattern researchers found in studies of food consumption. Brian Wansink at Cornell showed that people given larger plates eat more, regardless of hunger. Larger plate, more food. Larger paycheck, more spending. Combined with hedonic adaptation, the well-documented psychological reality that whatever lifestyle you reach becomes your new baseline within about 90 days, you get a system that mathematically guarantees you stay broke at every income level. The $40,000 earner feels broke. The $140,000 earner feels broke. The $400,000 earner often feels broke because their floor rises with their income, and the cost of feeling normal keeps catching up. The fix is not more income. The fix is a ceiling. So I started thinking about money completely differently. I call it the income floor system. The principle is brutally simple. Instead of capping how much you save, which never works, you cap how much you spend. You decide ahead of time the maximum amount you will live on in any given month, regardless of how much you actually earn that month. Everything above the ceiling goes straight to wealth, automatically, before you see it, before you can spend it. You do not need willpower. You need a rule that runs without you. The traditional budget says, decide what you'll save at the end. The income floor says, decide what you'll spend at the beginning and let everything else be wealth by default. Step 1. Pull your last 6 months of bank statements and calculate the honest minimum amount you could comfortably live on. Not the cheapest, not the most miserable. The real number: rent, utilities, groceries, transportation, modest fun. For most people, that lands somewhere between $3,500 and $5,500 per month. That number is your income floor. Write it down. It does not change for a year. Step 2. Open a separate brokerage account at a different institution than your main checking bank. Fidelity, Vanguard, or Schwab all work. Call it your Overflow account. This is where every dollar above your floor will go. Crucially, do not link a debit card to it. Do not put the app on your home screen. Out of sight, out of reach, out of the temptation loop entirely. The reason it has to be at a different bank is the same reason gym lockers exist at gyms. Friction is your friend. Step 3. Set up automatic transfer rules at your main bank. The day after every paycheck, your bank automatically moves your floor amount into your spending account and routes everything above the floor straight into the overflow. Let's run some numbers. Say your floor is $4,000 per month and you earn a normal $5,000 paycheck. $800 goes to the overflow that same day. The next month, you get a $3,000 quarterly bonus on top of your normal check. The entire $3,000 goes to the overflow. Your spending account still shows the same $4,000. If you pick up freelance work and earn an extra $1,200, that $1,200 goes to the overflow. You never see it. You never decide. The system decides. Step 4. Once a year, and only once a year, allow yourself to raise the floor by no more than 3%. That tracks roughly with inflation, so your lifestyle stays stable in real terms, but never runs away. Every promotion, every bonus, Every side hustle dollar above the ratchet stays trapped above the floor and compounds quietly into wealth. This is where it gets really interesting. The system works because it inverts the default. Normally, your spending rises automatically with your income, and your savings depend on willpower. Under the income floor, your spending stays put automatically, and your savings rise with your income. The default is flipped. Once the default is flipped, willpower stops being part of the equation. Think of it like a fish tank. A goldfish grows to match the size of the tank it lives in. Put it in a small bowl, it stays small. Put it in a pond, it triples in size. Your spending is the goldfish. Your income is the tank. Most people unconsciously upgrade their tank every time their income grows. The income floor system keeps the tank exactly where it is, no matter how much water gets poured in. The fish stays the same. The overflow becomes wealth. Run the math. The $50,000 earner who switches to this system and then gets promoted to $75,000 does not feel any richer. Their lifestyle is locked at the floor. The extra $25,000 a year piles up quietly in the overflow. Invested at 7% for 20 years, that one promotion alone becomes $1,090,000. Same person, same job, same lifestyle. The floor did the work. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds restrictive. It is the opposite. A fixed floor means everything you spend below the ceiling is guilt-free. No more guessing if you can afford the trip. No more wondering if dinner out is allowed. If your spending account has money in it, the answer is yes. The floor is doing the worrying, so you do not have to. You might also be thinking, what about emergencies? Easy. Build a small emergency cushion inside the overflow account, separate from the invested portion, and you'll have the same access you would have had if it sat in checking. Except now it earns interest instead of getting accidentally spent on takeout. The exact accounts that make this easy in 2026. Fidelity Cash Management for the no-fee checking, Vanguard or Schwab for the overflow brokerage, automated transfer rules at your main bank's online portal. Total setup time is under 30 minutes. Most banks will let you create the second account inside the same app and just label it Overflow, but only if you actually open it at a different institution will the friction work the way it should. So here is your move this week. Pull your last 6 months of statements. Calculate your honest minimum. Open the Overflow account. Schedule the transfer for your next payday. Stop being someone whose raises disappear and start being someone whose raises compound. Where are you on the path? Still spending everything you earn? Already capping your floor? Just made the switch? Drop it in the comments. I read every one. Because the day you cap your spending is the day your income finally starts working for you instead of disappearing through you. And 10 years from now, the version of you that's looking back at that one decision is going to thank the version of you that decided to read the description and try.